Most Americans spend their entire lives working. They wake up early. They follow the rules. They believe they are doing what society tells them is right. And yet, millions reach retirement with little to no financial security. This isn't because they failed. It's because they were taught a system that doesn't work anymore. From a young age, the message is simple. Get a job, save your money, retire comfortably. This advice may have worked decades ago, but the financial world has changed, and the advice did not. Saving feels safe. Seeing money sit in a bank account feels responsible, but safety and progress are not the same thing. Inflation quietly eats away at savings every year. Your money loses purchasing power even while doing nothing. What feels stable is actually slowly shrinking. Another major misunderstanding is income. Many people believe that earning more automatically leads to wealth. It doesn't. Income stops when you stop working. Wealth continues even when you don't. This is why high-income earners still struggle in retirement. They confuse cash flow with financial security. Time is the next silent factor most people ignore. People delay investing because they believe there will be more time later. Later becomes too late. Compounding only works when time is respected. The earlier money starts working, the harder it works. Waiting feels harmless, but waiting is expensive. Finally, there is emotional comfort. People choose financial familiarity over financial truth. They follow what everyone else is doing because it feels safe. But comfort rarely creates freedom. Most Americans retire broke not because they made bad choices, but because they followed incomplete advice. In the next section, we'll explain what actually builds long-term wealth and why patience matters more than intelligence. If saving and income aren't enough, what actually builds wealth? The answer is surprisingly simple. But simple doesn't mean easy. Wealth comes from ownership of assets that grow over time. Assets don't require daily effort. They require patience. This is where most people struggle. The stock market is not a place for quick results. It rewards those who can tolerate uncertainty without panic. Yet most investors do the opposite. They buy when prices feel safe. They sell when fear appears. They react emotionally instead of logically. Emotion is the greatest enemy of long-term wealth. Successful investors accept short-term discomfort in exchange for long-term stability. They understand that volatility is not danger. It is the cost of growth. Another hidden problem is lifestyle inflation. As income increases, spending increases quietly. Bigger homes, newer cars, more subscriptions. Money comes in, but nothing remains. Wealth is built by what you keep and invest, not by what you earn. Consistency matters more than intelligence. Small amounts invested regularly outperform large amounts invested emotionally. This approach is boring, and that's why it works. True wealth is not loud. It does not chase trends. It does not seek validation. It grows quietly over decades. Most Americans retire broke because they choose comfort today over security tomorrow. The market rewards patience. It punishes impatience. Think long-term. Invest wisely, and let time do the heavy lifting. By now, one truth should be clear. Most Americans do not fail financially because they lack opportunity. They fail because they lack discipline over long periods of time. Knowledge alone does not create wealth. Many people understand investing. Many understand saving. Very few apply discipline consistently. The real difference between those who retire comfortably and those who struggle is not intelligence. It is behavior. Human behavior works against long-term success. People want results quickly. They want reassurance. They want certainty. The financial world offers none of these in the short term. Markets move unpredictably. Returns are uneven. Progress feels slow. And this is where most people quit. They stop investing during downturns. They pause contributions during uncertainty. They abandon long-term plans for short-term comfort. Discipline means continuing even when nothing feels rewarding. Another overlooked issue is comparison. People measure success by what others appear to have. Social pressure drives spending. Lifestyle choices are made to impress, not to build. This silent competition destroys long-term wealth. Financial independence requires saying no to unnecessary upgrades, to emotional purchases, to keeping up with others. Another discipline gap appears in decision-making. Successful investors simplify. They avoid complexity. They stick to principles they understand. Unsuccessful investors chase trends. They overreact to news. They constantly change strategies. Consistency beats cleverness. One solid plan, followed for decades, outperforms 10 brilliant ideas followed for months. Discipline also means accepting limits. You cannot predict markets. You cannot control short-term outcomes. But you can control how much you invest, how often you invest, and how long you stay invested. That control is enough. Most Americans retire broke not because wealth is impossible, but because discipline feels uncomfortable for too long. Wealth is delayed gratification. It is the reward for patience repeated daily. The market does not reward effort. It rewards endurance. Those who stay calm, stay consistent, and stay invested are the ones who quietly succeed. This is not exciting. It is not fast, but it works. Think long term. Stay disciplined, and allow time to finish the work. One of the biggest reasons most Americans retire broke is not lack of effort or income. It is the illusion of security. People believe certain things will protect them financially. A stable job, a steady paycheck, a retirement account they rarely check. These things feel safe, but feeling safe is not the same as being secure. A job provides income, not freedom, and income can disappear overnight. Layoffs, recessions, health issues, none of these ask for permission. Yet most people build their entire financial lives around a single source of income. That is not security. That is dependence. Another illusion is retirement accounts themselves. Many people assume that simply having a 401k guarantees a comfortable retirement, but they rarely understand how much they are contributing, how fees quietly reduce returns, or how inflation affects future purchasing power. They assume the system will take care of them. The system does not think, it does not plan, it does not protect. It only reflects the decisions you make. Another dangerous illusion is time. People believe there will always be more time later. More time to invest, more time to save, more time to correct mistakes. Time feels unlimited when you're young, and painfully limited when you are older. Years pass quietly. Opportunities compound, or disappear. The illusion of security also shows up in guarantees. People search for safe investments, guaranteed returns, no risk. But in finance, the greatest risk is avoiding all risk. Money that never grows slowly loses relevance. True security does not come from guarantees. It comes from preparation. Preparation means diversification, multiple income streams, assets that work even when you don't. Another overlooked illusion is government support. Many assume Social Security will be enough. In reality, it was never designed to replace incomes, only to supplement it. Relying on it as a primary plan is financial self-deception. Real security is quiet. It does not depend on one job, one system, or one promise. It depends on ownership, planning, and long-term responsibility. Most Americans retire broke because they trusted comfort over clarity. They believed what felt safe instead of questioning what was true. Financial security is not given. It is built slowly, deliberately, and independently. Think clearly. Question comfort. And build security that does not disappear with time. At this point, one question remains. If wealth is not about income, and not about luck, and not about short-term success, then what is it really about? The answer is independence. True wealth is the ability to make decisions without fear of money. It is not luxury, it is not status, it is not excess, it is freedom. Most Americans never reach this stage because their financial goals are unclear. They aim to make more money instead of building independence. Money without direction creates confusion. Wealth with purpose creates stability. Another missing element is legacy. Most people think legacy is about inheritance. In reality, legacy begins much earlier. It is about habits passed on, beliefs demonstrated, behavior modeled over decades. Children do not learn wealth from words. They learn it from observation. When spending is emotional, fear becomes normal. When planning is absent, uncertainty becomes routine. Wealth is not just what you leave behind. It is what you teach along the way. Another overlooked truth is that independence requires limits. You cannot buy everything. You cannot chase every opportunity. You cannot respond to every market movement. Wealth grows when decisions are filtered through long-term purpose. This is why the wealthy simplify. They reduce noise. They avoid unnecessary complexity. They focus on what compounds. Financial independence is built when income is no longer required for survival. That moment does not arrive suddenly. It is earned gradually, through discipline, through consistency, through restraint. Many people never reach it because they confuse consumption with success. Spending creates temporary pleasure. Independence creates permanent peace. Another reason Americans retire broke is that they never redefine enough. Without a definition, desire expands endlessly, and money is never sufficient. Those who succeed financially decide what matters and ignore the rest. They stop comparing. They stop chasing. They stop reacting. They build quietly. Wealth at its highest level is not about money at all. It is about control over time, clarity of thought, and freedom from financial anxiety. Most Americans retire broke because they never shift their focus from earning more to needing less. Real wealth is knowing you are prepared, not hoping that everything will work out. Think independently. Plan deliberately. And build a life where money supports you, not controls you.